All right. Hey guys, what's up? Hello. Let's wait for a few people to come online. Can you see my screen? Can you listen to my audio? We'll start quickly. We'll start soon. Yep, we have 7 viewers. This is the coding screen. This is the Chrome browser. All right. Hey guys, can you hear? Is it clear? Hi Jeevan. Yep. Okay, cool. We have good 7 viewers today. Not bad. All right. Uh, let's close couple of windows. Okay, hi guys. I'll set up. I'll start in another minute or two. What's the video resolution you're getting? Is that 1080p, 720p? Are you able to get 1080p? All right. Okay, 1080p. Amazing. Cool. So today's agenda is quite clear. We are going to start off with how to build React Native apps. And the screen, the design, whatever you're seeing today, we'll try to implement it as it is. And I have put down a couple of links down in the description. So I'll be referring to them whenever it's required. Okay. So just have a look at it. We'll start in another minute. We'll start in another minute. All right. So how's your day going, guys? What's up? What do you want to learn? Have you built apps, mobile apps before? Is that for the first time? Some sort of an intro would be a good thing. If you don't mind introducing yourself. And if you have any specific questions, please put out in the chat. Whenever I'm toggling between the windows, I'll be picking up those questions and answering them as well. So yeah, we have good 10 viewers now. Not bad. This is my first time, Kunal. Hey, Kunal. Not a problem. We'll be implementing very swiftly. I have put down a link in the description for a video. Uh, if you haven't installed React Native before, Android Studio before, I would recommend you to install it. If you haven't already done that, please don't go ahead and do it now. Uh, do it after this video is over. You can just sit and watch what's happening. And anyways, this video is going to go live after the live stream as a normal video. So yes, yeah, that's cool, man. Jeevan has built using Java before, but is building React Native for the first time. That's nice. So today it's quite simple. I mean, we are going to just dive into this design. Uh, it's very cool thing. If you do you guys know about NFTs, crypto NFTs? If you know about it, it's pretty cool stuff. So basically, this is a sneaker trading app using crypto. It was designed by Alcine Bordet. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but yeah, I had a quick chat with her, and she was cool with using this design for this live session stream. And she is from France. I have put down this link as well in the description, so you can open this for your own reference. It's on Dribble. So we'll be implementing this design on live today, both the screens, just two of the screens. Maybe the functionality might not work out, like when you want to click or whatever, but we'll be just implementing the UI UX and the small components, and few things might not be exactly the same. Maybe some icons would be different. Maybe some colors might, the shapes might be different. But overall, we'll try to implement the same thing as close as possible. Okay. I'll try to wrap this up in within an hour or two. I guess 2 hours would be a stretch, but an hour, good hour, 1 hour would be a nice thing. Sign into chat. 1 minute. All right. Aditya Vardhan Singh Chaudhary. Hey Aditya. Let's go. Yes, we're going to start soon. All right. So if you would have seen, this is the chat. Wait, let me just put it in another screen. Yes. All right. So yeah, Aditya. Okay, it's already 7.5 minutes. So let's just start now. I think everyone is here. I have put down a couple of links for images, icon ka directory, how we'll be using all those things will start picking things up as and when required. Uh, but yeah, and a lot of things I might actually Google out, find it out, and see how things are working, so that even you people can start searching and learning on yourself. uh, so yes, and if you come across any point where things are not explained better, well, just tell me in the chat section and I'll try to address it. So first of all, you need to create a new project. So here, I'm just gonna open a command window. Here itself, I have a Sneeko trial project open. But I'm going to create a new project anyway. So I'm going to go to desktop, see into my desktop. Here I'm going to type npx npx. Okay, you are not seeing the code screen, right? So if you go to this code screen, here npx React Native init Sneeko Sneeko app. All right. So I'm building a new app here called React Native Init Sneeko app. So this is going to create a new app itself, but I'm just going to cancel this process right now because it's not required. If you haven't created your project already, please go ahead and do it. I'm not going to waste time on that. So as soon as you create this, you will have a folder called Sneeko app over here. Okay, and that folder, when you open in Visual Studio Code, you will have these things open. So you will have an Android folder inside it, an iOS folder inside it, Node modules folder, SRC folder will be creating right now, and so by the way, I'll actually do it. And also, guys, I'm gonna use something called as TypeScript, which is so I'll just show you React Native TypeScript. Okay, so using TypeScript, it's quite simple. You can you will be using something called as TypeScript. TypeScript is a language which extends JavaScript by adding types definitions. It helps in a lot of way. JavaScript doesn't have any data types specified. But anyways, we are going to do UI UX, so not we won't be dealing with a lot of data. But I like using TypeScript, so I might actually just pick this up. You can do npx react native my app template react native template TypeScript. You can just copy this and go to your Visual Studio Code and go to your desk. I'm going to sorry. So I'm going to use my desktop and I'm going to name this as Sneeko app. Sneeko, Sneeko app. And this is going to create a project Sneeko app, and I think I'll just start off fresh from there. All right. Right now you're seeing an Android emulator which is showing screen one. That's not the app right now. That was I was just doing some trial before the live stream so that you know things are ready. So let's just wait for this project to get created. It takes a little while. Um, all right. I think our Okay, so our app is created right now. So just, yep, it's created. So I'm just gonna open this here itself. I'll go File, Open Folder, Sneeko app, select the folder. Okay, cool. So once I have opened this, I think this is the, yeah, okay, cool. So once I have opened this, you will need to do a command called as npx React Native run Android. So I'm gonna just run it on Android device because I'm streaming from a Windows laptop. If you have a MacBook, you could try using run iOS. So this will run the iOS folder on your simulator, which is already given in the MacBook. So, but right now I'm going to use run Android and I have an emulator installed, which is Android 10 version. You will, if you're installing Android Studio right now, you might get an emulator with Android 11. So please install Android 10 because Android 11 is still has a lot of problems and React Native still has a couple of issues with Android 11. So start building on Android 10 and that will be it will be forward compatible with Android 11. So I'm just going to do React Native run Android and you would be seeing an emulator on the left side. That's going to refresh now. It's going to start off a new app called Sneeko app. All right, so build is successful and Sneeko has not been registered. This can happen if it's in the wrong folder. Okay, cool. So I have a Metro server running. So when you click this command called React Native Run Android, it's going to pop open a command window, which is a Metro server from where the files are getting served. So we are seeing a problem right now like this. It's because I had opened a Metro server from uh, in Sneeko trial folder, and then I created a new project called as Sneeko app. So I had to kill that Metro server again to start off again from the new folder. So the first time build takes a little while. After this, it's going to be really quick. And you have any React Native starter questions, please put it out in the chat. I'm gonna address that quickly before diving deep into implementing the design. If you have any questions, so you can see here our app when I do this in our emulator. So this app, it's our Sneeko app, which is running, and it tells edit app.js to change the screen and then come back to see the edits. So we have app.js basically means app.tsx. TSX is file extension for TypeScript. So instead of JS, it's TSX. So you can go over here and you will see the all these codes, which is quite intimidating right now, and we are going to remove every single one of them. Uh, so and we are going to start off fresh. So I'm just going to remove all these things, and we are going to start off fresh. Even you can do this. There's no harm in that. Uh, yeah, and then you have something called a safe area view inside this. I'm gonna kill this part as well. There's no point explaining this because we will get there by the end of it. You will understand what's view, what's text, what styles, how are you going to design it, how are you going to add colors to the whatever whatever views you're seeing. So if you see this, fix. All right, so we have safe area over here. I'm just going to add a text. So when you type text, you have something, you see a prompt like this. If you're new to Visual Studio Code or JavaScript, especially, just press enter and it will auto import text. So you can close this and we are going to tell welcome to Saurav's stream. And we are going to hit Control S. And you can see here welcome to Sarah stream is shown, and we have some issues here, so we can just do fix all auto fixable, yes, and this should be all right. So to get that in your Visual Studio Code, you will have something called as slint extension. You will have to click this extension thing and you have to search slint, ESLint, sorry. So if you go here, you need to install this and it will be enabled. Once it's enabled, you might have to restart your Visual Studio Code and you will start seeing that autocomplete feature and things like that. All right, so we have our first screen ready. Let's see if we have any questions. Okay. Kunal has asked, so when you say I'm on Windows, so I'm working on Android app, does that mean that we cannot create iOS app on Windows using VS? Yes, Kunal. So basically, there is iOS has its own proprietary issues, and so I'm going to repeat this question and reframe it so that others can also understand. He's basically asking why are we not able to run iOS app on iOS device from Windows laptop? There are two limitations to it. First of all, you need to have a Apple's developers account. Another thing is you can't run iOS simulator as I'm running Android simulator because iOS simulator comes with only Mac OSs and you can run it on MacBook. So yeah, that's the reason. And you can run the Android app over here and you can get onto a Mac system, log in into your Apple developers account, and then you can build it on your Apple devices or run it on simulator. But running on simulator doesn't require Apple developers account. But yeah, you can't run iOS apps on Windows laptop. That's a bad limitation for developers like us. Uh, yeah, I do have a MacBook, but I'm using a software called OBS to live stream this. I had tried this streaming last Sunday itself, and it really didn't go well. It just kept crashing on Mac OS, so I'm doing this on Windows laptop. So that's actually a good question. Yeah, and if you guys have more questions like these, don't hesitate asking. I'm gonna clear it from bottoms down. Okay, so don't hesitate asking. So let's continue now. So we have our let me close this window. Give me a second. All right, so we have Welcome to Saurav Streams app ready, but we are not here for that. We need to implement couple of things. Before getting started, we need to also add couple of images into our folder. We need to create. So I'm gonna break this down, guys. I think it will be better that way. Okay, so let's dive into the screen. I'm gonna open this in new tab. All right. So when you see the screen, the first screen, not the second screen, when you first see the screen, you can see a couple of icons like this menu icons over here. There is Ethereum's icon over here, cards icon over here, and there is this fire emoji over here, and there are a couple of shoe images over here, and there is Adidas logo, Nike's logo, and there are some text. And then again at the bottom, you have some sort of a navigator called home, search, heart symbol, and all these are icons basically, right? So yeah, so we need to add an icons pack. So we are going to use something called as React Native vector icons. Okay, so React Native vector icons, this is a directory. Again, I have added these links into in the description, and I'm Googling these things so that you can also Google and find out the link. So you can see there are a bunch of icons over here. Okay, and we'll be trying to use these icons into our project. Okay, so we have a very good set of icons over here, so we don't have to worry about it. And how are we going to use that? Again, I'm going to come to that part. Um, so we have icons over here. We have images. So I have downloaded a couple of images of shoes, and I have put down in again in a OneDrive, and I have shared that link in the description. So you can download those images or add your own images. And we are using this font called as Poppins. So Google Fonts, when you go to Google Fonts, go and search something called Poppins. So here you can download, click download family. This is going to download a zip folder of all the fonts. Like this has everything. You don't have to install this, by the way. We'll be using React Native has a very different way of adding custom fonts. We are going to do that so that we can use these fonts in our app. All right, so we have these things ready. Okay, so header, view, text. Okay, so one more thing about React. Why are you seeing React so popular out in the market? Is that because it's so much component based? Okay, what do I mean by component based? Is basically I can develop a component for this card, like just this card. Sorry, I'm not able to select it, but I hope you're understanding. So this card, this one shoe card, I can create one component of this card and reiterate number of times and give another source of uh, shoe, another source of icon name, or etc etc. So you can actually do that, and we will try to use it. And so with very less amount of code, you want to produce as much as you can, and so that's why React is so popular. And very this is called as component based programming. um, there's nothing called as component based programming, but yeah, it's just a mindset of creating a miniature versions so that you can reuse that over and over again. So we'll be creating components and we'll be using them as we go. And what else? All right. uh, Cool. So let's just start adding let's add a fonts, and let's add an icon, our icons pack, so that we can implement them. And before doing that, we need something called as React Navigator because we have two screens. So we need to navigate from one screen to another screen. So there's something called as React Navigator. Uh, So you can see here I have added this link as well in the description, navigating between two screens, between screens. And so there is a package for that which we'll be installing and using. But for now, yes. So this is the just first we are going to create add our navigation into our system, making two screens, navigating from one screen to another screen. Then we are going to add our custom fonts. Then we are going to add our icons, and then we'll just dive into building those components. So how should you add these uh, how can you navigate from one screen to another screen? So here basically mobile apps are rarely made up of single screen. Managing the presentation of and transition between multiple screen is typically handled by what is known as navigator. This guide covers the various navigation components available in React Native. If you're getting started with navigation, you will probably want to use React Navigation. We are at React Navigation, guys. So this is a package called React Navigation. So yeah, which is basically pointing to the same screen. React Navigation provides a straightforward navigation solution with the ability to present common stack navigation and tab navigation patterns on both Android and iOS. If you'd like to achieve a native look and feel on both Android and iOS, you're integrating React Native into an app that already manages navigation natively. The following library provides native navigation on both the platforms, React Native navigation. Okay, so you understood, right? So we need to navigate from one screen to another screen. Before we do that, we need to create those screens. So let's go into our code base. Okay, let's switch here. And we are going to create a folder called as src, which is basically short form of source. So inside src we are going to create another folder called as screen1, and inside screen1 I'm going to create something called index.tsx. This is the file. And then inside src again I'm going to create another folder called as screen2, and inside screen2 I'm going to create another file called as index.tsx. Okay, so we have created two screen. It's that simple. But this won't work because we haven't written the code. So let's go to our screen1 and type something called as export default, or let's write a function. Yeah, that's better. Function screen1. This is something you will be knowing from C++ basic, okay? Writing a function, right? Function screen1, but I need to export this function out of this screen1. Export default screen1. Okay, so I have created a function called screen1 and I'm exporting that function screen1. But what does this function have? Nothing. So we are going to add some component, something to show. Okay, so inside return it's supposed to return components, or something called as react props components, I guess. That's what it's called. So so this is not your normal function, by the way. This is not your normal C++ function, but it can do the same thing. But the best part about React Native or JavaScript or React JS or whatever it is, you can export or return a view. Okay. So we created a view, right? So we have this thing called text, welcome to Saurav stream. So this is a view which is showing something on your screen. So when you go to screen1 and you're supposed to send a view out of this. So I'm going to create a view. So view is a component of React Native. So when I press enter, it's going to import that. So inside a view, I have to type text because I want to show some text telling welcome to this is screen one. Okay. And we have a lot of errors. So let's fix this. All right. So, but still it's telling React must be in the scope using JSX. Okay. So this is JSX code. So we need to have React imported. So, all right. So I think this sorts our problem. All right. Cool. Yes, this sorts our problem. Yes. Let me just do this. Okay, cool. Yeah, this sorts our problem. So I'm going to press Control S, and I'm going to copy the same code into a screen 2, but name this as screen 2 and screen 2 and screen 2. And I'm going to click Save. There is some configuration. Okay. So yeah, so we have screen one, we have screen two, we have screen one, screen two, but our mobile app is still showing welcome to Saurav stream because that's because our app.tsx, which is our root folder from where everything is getting exported, um, it's getting shown over here. So whatever is here, it's getting showed over here. So what I told you, right? The beauty of React is components. So screen one right now is a component. Screen two is a component. They are exporting a JSX file. JSX is uh, you can I'll Google that later on and I'll tell you the exact definition. But it's basically it throws views. Or when you're doing React JS, it's basically a combination of your HTML, CSS code, which is getting rendered on the screen. So yeah, welcome to Saurav stream. So instead of welcome to Saurav stream, I'm gonna replace this with our screen one. I'm gonna show screen one. So when you type screen one, it's already completing over here. So when you press enter, it's going to import screen one here. And if this doesn't happen, guys, this is basically import screen one. Screen one is nothing but whatever you have exported from here. It's the same name, screen one, from the path. So when if you look at app.tsx, there is an src folder. Inside src folder, there is screen one. So from screen one, you're exporting this. And when I hit save, you will see this is screen one. And when we do this, then I'm gonna remove screen one from here, and going to do screen two. And if I do save, this is screen two. So we have two screens ready. So now our next part of the problem is when we click something, it has to go to the next screen. If we click something, it has to come to that screen. So yeah, how are we going to do that? So to do that, we will be now referring to our React Native documents. Before getting into it, I have some questions. Which language is used for writing backend, Kunal? When you say Jeevan has asked which language is used for writing backend, is there any advantage of using TypeScript over JavaScript? Lakshmi Narayan has asked. So yeah, there's a lot of advantages of using TypeScript over JavaScript, but both of the things are basically the same. So if you have come from C++ or Java background, not Python, Java or C++ background, if you remember, you used to use something called as int, float, string, etc., etc., to specify the data type of a function or a variable. But in JavaScript, it's nothing like that. In a scripting language, it's nothing like that. Even in Python, you don't specify the data types. And TypeScript is basically bringing specifying your data types into your JavaScript. So that's the only, it's like just built on top of JavaScript. So there's not much of difference actually. But yeah, there is a lot of difference advantages of using TypeScript, especially when you're handling a lot of data. Okay. Jeevan, which language is used for writing backend? It's a very broad topic. Again, I'm not, you can write your backend using JavaScript. You can write your backend using Java. You can write your backend using Python, or use something like Firebase, which handles all your backend services. So there is a lot of, it's a very broad topic to talk about. Um, so you can write in any language, but today we are uh, not doing the backend. Maybe I'll do a stream on backend sometime else. Okay, but yeah, cool. Yeah, welcome, Lakshmi. Okay, so let's get back to coding. So we were supposed to navigate between two screens. So before we can do that, we need to install some packages. Um, yeah, how many people are viewing? Okay, 11 people are still viewing. That's great. All right. Um, cool. Array, okay, so we need to navigate between these two screens. So to do that, we need to install some packages. But now again, if you're new to React Native or React environment, this might seem strange. But basically, React is an open source software, a programming language. So the beauty of the open source thing is that you can create your own packages. You can put it out in the place called as npm or yarn, okay, and people can install it from there and use it for their projects, okay. So that's the beauty of it. So right now there are packages like React Native, React Navigation, and we need to use this. To use this, we are going to do npm install this package name and then this package name. We'll be doing couple more times, installing couple more of packages. So yes, so first you need to install them in your project. So I'm just going to hit copy, and sorry, I was not on the Chrome screen. So yeah, sorry. So here, yeah, I'm just going to copy it from here, a navigation screen, npm install, and I'm going to switch to the Chrome and go to my command prompt. And you need to you can open your command prompt by clicking view, and you can click terminal, or you can use control plus tidal symbol, and that should open it for you. So I'm just going to kill this and I'm going to start it again, and I'm going to use this. So I just pasted that thing and hit enter, npm install. So this is installing the package in your project, and now you can use it once it's installed. It takes some time to install it. While that's happening, let's explore our documentation more. So next, install the required peer dependencies. So we need to install this as well. We'll do it. iOS so and so, and then we can start using it. So we now you need to wrap the whole app in navigation container. So there is a object called as navigation container, which is part of React Native, React Navigation Native, and we need to add a container over here. Sorry, that was my mistake. And then we need to now usage. Now you can create an app with home screen and a profile. So we can add the stack navigator, and we can add screens, and we can, like, they have created two screens over here. One is home, another one is profile, and you are using it as a name, home, and component, uh, whatever component you need to render. So right now we will have it as screen one, and we are going to have screen one component, and our second screen will be screen two, and the component name is going to be screen two as well. And once we have done that, we can navigate using something called as navigation. So whatever screens which are added over here, the component, they get a field called as in a prop. Props are nothing but like argument. If you know, when you want some function to use some inputs, you pass in some argument, right? So you're passing some props over here. So props are nothing but something like an argument you're passing down from the top level to the bottom level. So right now, in our app, it's starting off from here. So this is our top level. Inside this, we have one component rendering, and we have another component rendering. So yeah, and once this happens, you can import navigation, and you can navigate by specifying the name, and it will go to that screen. That it's that simple. So let's see if our package is installed. We need to install a couple more things. Yes, it is. um, and we need to install the dependencies as well. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it over here and press enter. All right. Now, another thing is whenever you're installing packages, please do run Android again, because installing the packages, it needs to reflect, won't reflect directly. So you need to run npx React Native Android, run Android once again, so that, see here, cannot connect. You're seeing this cannot connect for the same reason. So we're just running it again, and this will have our new packages installed, and we should be good to go again. Cool. Is there more questions? How long will this session be? Gold tea sync? Not really sure, Gold tea. It might go on for another hour, I guess. But yeah, if you want to stay, you can stay. If not, the video is going to get posted. And if you have any questions, I'll be answering it live right now. All right, cool. So our packages are installed. Now let's implement our code of navigation. So we need to have something called as navigation container. So I'm just gonna add this. So we need to add something called as React Native gesture handler at the top. Okay, all right. And then we need to have something called as navigation container, which basically has a stack of screens. All right. Um, Another thing is we need to create a navigation container. So I'm just going to do that. So instead of safe screen, safe area view and things like that. So it will go over here, and then instead of this, we're going to have something called a stack navigator. Is it sure? Yeah, stack, and we need to create the stack. So this is basically importing it from that file, from the project packages which we installed. It's basically that. And once that's done, we need to add this. Instead of this, we have this, and we fix all the prettier problems. And now we have to edit this to screen 1, and this is going to be screen 1. And I don't want any options actually. And we'll have screen 2. Screen 2. All right, so we have created our screens, and by default, screen one is at the top. So let's see. So we'll run this app again. Okay, so you're seeing screen one now, right? Cool. So we don't have to run this. But I want to remove the header. So I don't want that header to be there. Options, headers. I think there's the option for headers, I guess. Header shown. Yeah. So screen options. Options. Okay. Inside the screen. All right. So you can go to your options over here, and I think show header shown false, and same thing over here. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is perfect. All right. So we have our navigation set up. So now let's dig into designing our first screen. By the way, our first screen is getting rendered first because we have added our stack screen, screen one at the starting. So that's the reason. And if you want to add whichever screen comes at the stack, top of the stack, that gets rendered first. So if you move the screen to there, that's going to show up. So I'm just gonna now focus on our screen one. Okay, now let's jump into that. So before now, next thing to do is we need to add another package called as React Native Vector Icons. So to do that, you need to go to this. Sorry, not this. So we need to go to our npm. Actually, let's open npm. Yeah. So you need to go here, and it gives you all the details of um, the package and how you can use it and etc. So I'll just go copy this, and we are going to go to our code, and sorry, that didn't get copied. Okay, so I'm just gonna type this out. Npm install React Native vector icons. Why is it not getting selected? Npm install. Icons are important because if you see the screen, we have menu icon, we have Ethereum icon, we have this cart icon, we have the icons of brands, then we have this bottom icons. So yes, all right, it's taking some time to install. Guys, if you have more questions with respect to programming or anything, do drop in the questions. I'll answer it best of my best of my capacity. If you are starting off new, if you have any other questions, any blockers with your projects, whatever you're building right now. Why do you want to learn mobile app development? That's a very good question. You know, why are you why do you want to build mobile apps? If you have some interesting answers to that, please share it. Once we have everything set up like this, these basics are taking little time, and I'm spending more time on this because I'm pretty sure whoever is watching this video is they are starting off new. So yeah, I might actually put the development, just the development screen video separately by editing out this live stream. I might actually do that. Now let's look at this. Right. So another thing is, while this is happening, while this package is getting installed, we need to also add our what do you say, the fonts um, into our React Native project. So we need to create a config file called react-native.config.js file, in which we are going to mention the path where our fonts is. So we are going to create an assets folder, and inside assets folder, we are going to create fonts folder, and we are going to put all the fonts into that. And then we are going to link it to a project so that the fonts get added into our Android project and iOS project. And why is this happening? Because uh, the fonts, React Native doesn't have anything uniform throughout Android and iOS to use, and fonts are basically files, TSOTF file or TTF files, which needs to be added through assets. Let's see if installations are done. It's not done yet. Right. So I'm just gonna add let's do that part. So inside SRC, I'm gonna create another folder called assets, and inside assets, I'm gonna create fonts. That's cool. And I'm gonna copy all my fonts from desktop. I have linked you can download it. I have downloaded it already. So I'm just gonna copy all my fonts except OFL. Okay. So these are TTF files. So I'm just going to copy them and put it in a find in folder. Oh, sorry. Oh, something happened. Okay, the installation failed. All right, let me just see. But inside of we will in File Explorer, and inside of fonts folder, I'm going to paste all my fonts. So this is going to display now. Okay, so we have a fonts added over here, but you can't directly use it. Complete log can be what is happening. Requires a peer of, but none is installed. You must install peer dependency yourself. All right, so we need to add this. So if you're facing again a problem, just copy that and click npm install. Sorry, npm install this. I think doing dash dash save adds all the um, dependencies as well. npm install with all dependencies. Okay, we can't do that actually. Fine. Let this install. So by the way, this has happened because this project, what React Native Vector Icons project, depends on something called as Babel preset env. Okay, so we need to add that. So I just copied that file and sorry, the name of the project, and did npm install, and you need to install each one of them. So yeah, that's why. Oh, damn. Okay, what about doing npm install? at Babel. All right. So Babel got added. Let's try React Native. So Babel slash preset, right? So I installed Babel because that will contain. Yes. Okay. Done. Oh man. All right. So that is done. And before doing this, let's do. So we need to do another one more step for React Native vector icon, especially. Um, that is called React Native link. So we need to link it to our project in our Android and iOS project. So that's why. So you could just do React Native link. Let's see if this works. React Native, I think React Native won't work. npx React Native link. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna press enter. Okay, cool. It's created. Now let's see if icons we can use it or not, because that's the main agenda, right? To use an icon. So I'm going to import this, import icon. Oh, sorry. All right, and we are going to use. We just want to add this into our project. All right, and hit save and run this. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's run this. So we should be seeing this as a screen one and then an icon. Cool. So we have an icon. So React Native vector icons are working. But we require to use our custom fonts as well. So we need to create a file called as react native.config.js. So I have added a link to a Stack Overflow answer. So this React Native custom fonts. So I have added a link to this answer in the description itself. So basically, you need to create this, a folder which we have done already. Add the following line into your package.json, or not this. Have I added this one? No. So basically, you need to create react native.config.js file, and we need this. So I'm just going to share this link in a chat section, and later on, I'm going to update it in our trying. I'm trying to learn mobile app development now, so to be future ready for my career. That's good, Kunal. Yeah, that's awesome. Actually, mobile is taking off quite well, and React is so much in demand. It's crazy, man. It's just crazy. So I'm just gonna do this, add this to our React config file, um, and hit fix all prettier problems. All right, and save it. All right. So we have added our, but our assets folder is inside src, right? So we need to add src this. Um, cool. And we don't need this. It's fine. This will work out cool. So just save this. This is basically specifying where our assets folder is, wherever the font is. And we're going to hit, we are going to type React Native. I think it will work. React Native link. It should work. And okay, so no, it was not added. So we are going to do React Native and paste React Native link. So this is just going to add our assets into a project. So this is done. And now we can start using, okay, now we can, so we have this and we are going to specify a style. So we are going to change the font. We are going to change the font of our, this is screen one. So we are going to name it as assets poppin light. Yeah, poppin light. So we are going to name it as font family poppin. So you should name it as whatever is the name of the thing. So poppin light. It should work fine. Poppins light. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna disable React for the entire file. So this should be fine. All right, cool. But this won't work again because we need to run it because we have made some changes to the native folder. By native folder, I mean Android and iOS folder. By whenever you do React Native link, whenever you use that command, basically that does some sort of changing to the native folder. And even when you do when npm install, that happens. So yeah, we can see this, guys. Size, font size, I'm going to name it as 20. Let's see. Yeah, so we have a custom font over here, which is looking quite unique. And if we remove this, let's just remove this and see, okay? So that you see that difference, okay? So so you can see the difference between the our custom font and this font. Cool. So we have everything set up now, okay, which has taken almost close to an hour because I was quite more explanatory for this whole thing because you guys are new to this, wanted to make it better. Okay, so we're just gonna close the src assets folder and we're just gonna focus on this. All right, so how are we gonna start? So let's go to our Chrome, back to our Chrome. I'm gonna just close all of this because all of our setups are over, and just focus on the design. So we have menu, we have Ethereum, and we have cart. And this is basically a header, right? Like we have a headers component, and then we have body, and then we have footer. So I'm going to divide this whole screen into three parts. One is going to be header part, one is going to be the body part, one is going to be the footer part. And then the body part will be broken down more. So you'll see that how the making it as a component is important. All right, so I'm just gonna jump into React Native vector icons directory so that we can search our icons name and use it. Sorry, directory. Are you guys liking until now? Like, is that good? Are you understanding stuff? When you click menu, you're getting menus like this. Uh, dots. Right. So we might have to search little menu. All right, just let's just use some icons for now. You can actually find the icon the way you like it and use that. But for now, let's use instead of this four circles, you can use something called as outline. By the way, guys, I'm using this library mainly because everything is present. If you want to use your own custom icons, uh, you know, You can export an SVG and use it. So I'm just gonna create now here inside our index screen one. I'm gonna create another file called as header.tsx and another file called footer.tsx. And yeah, and we are going to do export default function header return. We are going to name it view. Oh, sorry, we forgot to import it. View, and we are going to name it text, and we are going to tell header. All right, so hit save. We need to import React as well because that has to be there in file, every single file. So we're gonna copy this and paste it over here, make it as footer file, footer and footer. Save it, save. We are just gonna we can't call it body, right? I think we can name it as menu. No, not menu. Browsing section. Okay, so we are going to name the component as browse. So yeah, browse.tsx. All right, and here also I'm just gonna paste the whole thing, and we are going to name it as browse. All right, this is perfect. And this is some VS Code configuration, which is annoying. I might actually set some default things. All right, so we have header, footer, browse, and let's go. So this is our screen one index file, which is showing our screen one. So inside screen one, we are going to import header, footer, and browse. So yeah, so let's just create various views. This is not necessary right now, but I'm just gonna cut and paste this inside our header section so that we don't have to. Oh, shit. So I'm just gonna name it as font awesome. Font awesome. Yeah, this is all right. And let's just remove that. And inside our view, we are going to do header, screen one header, and we are going to do browse, and we are going to do footer. All right, so we have three things in place. Let's see how this looks. Okay, cool. We have header view, browse view, footer view. All right. So now let's edit our header view and make it as close as possible to our design. So we need a menu. So I'm going to use iron icons. So whichever folder you see, you know, whichever folder wherever you see that icon to be present, so you can use that. So instead of this, I'm going to use iron icons. The name is going to be menu, right? No, menu outline. So the name should be specific to the name whatever you see in the directory, and you're going to give it a size, and that's going to be close to 16, I guess. That should be all right. Color is necessary. What's the color? Color is, I think, 8282, I guess. Should be all right. Right, so we have this. Requires unknown module. What's happening? When did this error occur? Let's see. Let's run it again. That's good to hear, Kunal. All right, so we have our icon present. Uh, 18 should be good. And I'm gonna add styling to this, and we're gonna add a padding of 20. Padding is basically adding some spaces. Yep. So menu looks perfect. Then we have two more things, two more views. One is Ethereum ka thing, and then we have card section. By the way, that's a drop down, but I'm not going to do a drop down. You will have to implement that by installing a package. But for now, let's just import. Let's just focus on the UI. I'm not gonna implement the drop down. So ATH crypto. Okay, font awesome. Five brands has it. All right. So I'm just gonna copy this and add here. By the way, I'm getting these names from the same URL. Okay, and you can name this as font awesome brands icon. All right, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this, and we want to name this as font. Oh, shit. Okay. We want to name this as FA brands, and we are going to give this a name called Ethereum. All right, so we have Ethereum icon. Error could not be found within the project or in this directories. Okay, why is that? Okay, let's see material community icons. All right, so we have our Ethereum icon over here. Then we need another uh, drop down circle. Yep, we need this. And let's just copy. Let's just copy this. It is quite simple, guys. You know, like, you don't have to break your head for this. Okay, and as and when required. Down circle. I might not do exact same because time constraint. Uh, so we need to wrap this up quickly as well. And so we have that. And what else? Okay. And then we have a cart icon. Okay. Bag. Right, which is close to this. Okay, foundation has closer to that. Let's check out cart. Bag. So I'll be using a bag from feather. No, किधर गया यार? Huh, foundation. Yeah, foundation has a very similar bag. So we'll just add that as well. Right, so all right, so we have our shopping bag. Cool. So now let's this is nowhere close to our design. So now let's make it more perfect. So yeah, all right. So we have so this icon of our menu is on the left side, and remaining all of these are on the right side. Okay. So we let's put this whole thing inside a view. Uh, and let's do this first. Yeah, and we'll stand this to margin left order. All right. Another thing is we need all our flex direction is row. So flex is basically every view is a flex. Okay, and by default all our icons goes in column direction. So we need to add it in row direction. All right. So we have this right, but then we have our Ethereum in a separate view. So I'm just gonna create a view over here, and all right, and we are going to style this. We have some sort of a wait. We also have a text in between called as ETH. So let's add that as well. Do we have text imported? Yes. ETH. All right. And here the flex direction again will be row. Okay, cool. But our circle needs to be little smaller. All right. But they are not aligned, right? So we need to align items to center. Cool. And now we also need some sort of a margin right. Maybe 15 would do. Um, all right, this is perfect. And now we need some sort of a border, right? So here border width. Okay. We need to have some sort of padding as well. 10, 10 is too much, so maybe 5, or we can have a different padding. Yeah, this is fine, I guess. Let's see, we'll compare it to our design later. Border radius 5. No, let's make it 10. Yeah, but it is very light color, right? तो हम लोग को maybe F3 might work. Uh, so border color F3. Okay, so not F3, but maybe F8, F8, F5. F8. Little. Oh, okay. So 8282 HTML color codes. Let's just pick some colors. Maybe D E1 E1. Yeah, that might work. Or DC DC. Okay, cool. Um, these are basically color code, guys. Okay. Like you can go to HTML color codes to fetch your colors. E1, 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 E1. Yep, that's right. And now in our text, let's add style to this. So this needs to have some sort of a margin, right? Of 5 maybe. That will do. Yes, ATH. All right. Also, here we need to add alignment because if you can see that shopping bag was in a different alignment altogether. So that's why. Okay, so we have in the same alignment now. And all right, so our first header is done. Now let's focus on the footer. Uh, so footer is at the bottom, no? So you need to create another view over here because these two things are in the same view, but the footer is at the bottom. So you need to create this something called a style, and this is going to be flex one, and the footer will be out of that. Oh, damn. Okay. Wait. What just happened? All right. Let's instead of that, we can also have a view. There are two ways to do this. Let's do this. So instead of this, we are going to have margin bottom, margin top. What's happening, man? Okay, wait. All right, so that's correct. अब इसके बदले में let's try the old way. So what was happening right now is कि the height was not to the full screen. So dimensions dot get dot window dot height gets the height directly. So yeah, that was the reason. Another thing is let's do this view and now add flex one. Okay, where is our footer? Man, height तो specify हो गया है. Browse view. This is fine. Okay, let's just go ahead with this. Let's add this. Can we add style? No, we can't add style. Okay. What about in the footer? All right. Then margin bottom 50. Okay, it's going below the screen. That's why that is happening. All right, understood, understood. So let's just for now, let's have this option. Sorry, footer view, let that be there. Now let's add our icons over here. I'm just gonna copy, let this be header. We need a couple of icons over here to show the same thing. So for now, let's just copy this because we don't have to do it again. Uh, what icons do we require? We require home, search, like, wallet, profile. Okay, home. Home is available in Ant design, font awesome. Okay, let's just go with Ant design. It looks good. Just gonna copy this again. Home. All right, so we have home, but it's very small. So let's make it 25. Yeah, this is good. And then let's have search. Okay, and design has search one, so let's use that as well. Flex direction. We do have so let's have search. And by the way, I'm fetching again. I'm telling you this. I'm getting these names from React Native vector icon directory. So you can go there and just search that, and you will get it. So we have search. Next is like or heart. Like is different. Okay. Heart and design has heart. So let's just So we have heart. We need heart outline, right? Not full heart. Oh, all right. Cool. Then we need wallet. It needs to be outlined. So again, we have and design. We'll at least try to finish the first screen, guys, and maybe in a part two, I might do the second screen if it gets too late. So we have a wallet and a profile. Um, okay, and design has again. So and design has everything for us for this footer section. Again, you can use icons based on your preference, or you can design your own icons. But right now, we are doing none of those. All right, so we have our bottom icons ready, but it's all congested, right? So let's add some padding to this. Padding of 20 again. All right. Oh, shit. And maybe reduce this to 30. All right. Line items. Okay, this might not work. Let's just do justify content space. Yep. So we have our bottom section ready now. Let's just give some sort of an elevation, right? It will look good. वो नीचे से आता है. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Let's give some background color to this. Maybe uh, let me pick a color. F5 should be good. F5. Okay, not much of a difference. F8. Cool. But before doing that, let me just add a background to this. Because I don't think we have a white background over here. All right. Yes, well, this is more cleaner. Cool. Perfect. Now what else? All right. So we have our top and bottom section ready. Now let's start creating our browse section. All right. Let's see how that goes. So our browse section basically has um, so again, browse section has three things. One is this trade sneaker uh, text, and we have several components, and then we have again sort by style ka things. So let's implement that. Okay, all right. Before we get started, all right. तो इधर हम लोग अपन लोग trade sneaker for crypto. Let's add that trade sneaker for crypto. Trade sneaker for crypto. अरे स्पेलिंग क्या है भाई? CRY. Uh, let's add a style to this font family. Oh, sorry. And we need to specify. Maybe we can go with semi bold, I guess. Let's try it. Okay, this is looking cool. Now let's increase the font size to maybe 50. Yep. But I think 50 is too much little. We can do something like 30. But we have, can we do this? No, we can't. So can we have slash L? Nope. Uh, what to do? Either we can break this. Okay. Hmm. We need to add escape sequence. Slash n won't work. तो क्या करें? Enter also won't work. So let's add this another text view. See if this works. All right. This we can sort of give the same thing. All right. So we will. I've put this in a view, and I'm gonna add padding to this. 20. All right. Trade sneaker for crypto. This is looking cool. Now what? We need something called as flash auction. So we need to put flash auction. अरे bold try करें क्या? I think bold. They have used bold instead of semi bold. Let's try bold. Yep, I was right. So इसको 35 कर देते हैं. Yeah, this is looking good. I don't think it's like completely black. Uh, ये थोड़ा light black में है. It's like 4343 types. Same color भी change करते हैं इसको. Yeah, this is looking good. Now we have another view which basically has flash sale, flash, flash auction. Okay, we have something called as flash auction. Okay, तो डालते हैं desired text. इधर पहले व्यू बनाते हैं और उसके अंदर टेक्स्ट डालते हैं flash auction. All right, cool. इसको भी हम लोग पैडिंग डालते हैं 20 पैडिंग 20 and margin top maybe 10. I guess we can optimize this later on. I think we can have more 20. Okay, cool. How to add emoji, man? I'm just finding out. Just give me a second. Hmm. फायर किधर है भाई? कैसे सर्च करूँ? Heart on fire, firefighter, fire engine, fire. Okay. कोड इसका ये है. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna add a Unicode. Let's see how that works. If it shows up actually. Okay, we need to use something called a slash and then do that. All right. So you text me and or we'll just add an fire icon and get done with it. We'll find later on how to add an Unicode. All right. So we can have a font testo. This is pretty cool. हेडर में जाते हैं एक आइकन्स का पैक कॉपी करते हैं. Alright, cool. And now let's add our Fantastic icon, which is basically and we'll give it a yellow color, and we'll suffice it with that. That's it. I'm not even going to, I'm just going to pick a yellow color and add that as a fire color. And this is all right. So ऐसा दिख रहा है. Okay, cool. So flash auction, all right. And now उसका font भी बदलना होगा यार. Align items, center, and style this. First margin left डालते हैं. इसमें 15 डाल देते हैं. This is perfect. And font family. Yeah, this looks cool. And maybe font semi bold है यार. Semi bold है. And we'll increase the font size also. Give it like 18. All right. So yeah, is it in the same line? Cool. It is. Uh, and now we will create these cards. All right. इसका एक card create करते हैं पहले. Every time you need to start off with one card and then like reiterate. Okay. So I'm just going to create another card right now. तो ये हमारा padding हो गया, margin top हो गया. इसके अंदर हम लोग का another view बनाना होगा. उसके अंदर एक और व्यू बनाना होगा. वो कंटेनर हो जाएगा. ये उसका कार्ड हो जाएगा. All right, so let's see this time. Uh, okay, so let's create the card now. So I have, so I'm gonna create another folder inside assets called as images. और images के अंदर I'm going to add all the show images. I'm just gonna copy this. Go to add images. Add even in File Explorer. Yep, done. Okay, so we have images here. Now, cool. And let's get back to it. So हमारे पास एक image है, heart है, icon है, text है, and then again we have another view with the text. Okay, so inside this is our main card view. उसका अंदर हमें पहले एक व्यू डालना पड़ेगा. नहीं, एक आइकन डालना पड़ेगा. हार्ट वाला आइकन डालना पड़ेगा. So we have used heart icon somewhere, right? So हम लोग ने footer में use किए थे heart. So we are going to use the same thing. And this won't work again because we don't have heart and design icons. So we're going to copy that. paste it in here. All right. तो ये हमारा view में ऐसे दिखेगा. Heart. Okay. But before that, we need to style this card. हमारा कार्ड कैसा दिखेगा? कार्ड का हाइट होगा कुछ 100, विथ होगा आई थिंक 150 आई गेस, और विथ होगा 100. and let's add one border with so that we know कि क्या हो क्या रहा है. तो ओके, थोड़ा विथ हम लोग इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं. वी कैन मेक इट लाइक 200 आई गेस. 200 नहीं, अच्छा 150 सही था. विथ को 200 करते हैं. 200 ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. 150. ऑलराइट, बट हाइट तब होगा 170 और 80. I think 80 will be perfect. ऑलराइट, दिस इज गुड. और इधर हम बॉर्डर रेडियस डाल देंगे. बॉर्डर रेडियस अराउंड 20. परफेक्ट. और एलिवेशन डाल देंगे 10 का. Elevation is to give you that shadow wala effect. What is happening? ये अंदर में क्यों है? बैड हटाते हैं इसको. ओके. So each card has some sort of a shadow, right? Like we need to give some sort of a shadow to it. और जो selected है उसको shadow है, उसके लिए shadow है. But which is not selected, it is normal. So let's create the normal one first, and then we'll create the shadow part. ये इसका जरूरी है नहीं, तो border width डालते हैं और एक छोटा सा सिंपल सा लाइन डालेंगे. D2 D2 D2. This will be good enough. Okay, perfect. और इसमें हमारा हार्ट वाला जो है it should be on the right side. So इसमें styling करके and styling करके we will do margin right. Style क्यों ऐड नहीं हो रहा है? Okay, this needs a view again. So everything requires a view. And All right, style, scroll margin left, and then we'll give it an ID, some sort of sorry, it's an integer. All right, I'm just gonna wrap it up after this creating this card, and probably going to create a quick video, the whole video, and put it up online. I think that would be the best thing to do than live streaming it. पैडिंग हो गया 5 और इसका साइज हार्ट का let's make it 18. Yes, this is looking good. And it has some sort of a gray filling and shoe का image डालना पड़ेगा. Let's add an image. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one 1D. I need to import show me image 1D. And when you do this, you need to specify the src source image 1D. इसका साइज देना पड़ेगा height maybe 100 or 50. Let's see, width again 50. So our image is like totally blown off. So for that हम लोग को use करना पड़ेगा something called as React native scalable image. All right. Ah, let's see. Return response. there's some sort of an issue with this package. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it off a night. Okay, and continue this, and maybe wrap this up by creating a quick video. Okay, just screen record and create a video and put it out there with some sort of a music or fast forward it so that it's not boring. Uh, but yeah, this was fun. I'm trying something new, and thanks for coming and being there. Uh, yeah, there are two viewers still, so I'm just gonna create more of these and put it out there. I'm trying to experiment a couple more things, and let's see how this goes. Thanks for coming. And I'm gonna end this now. Have a good night. It went on for 2 hours. Uh, it was nice interacting with you guys. But I'm probably gonna shoot fast forwarded videos of implementing this than anything else. I think that would be better. And then I might start taking up questions based on your things what you didn't understand and make quick videos on that. So I'm just still experimenting a few things. How can I put out more contents based on React Native out in the public? Um, so yes, thank you so much. This was great. I might not post this live session, but obviously it's going to be public. So if you have a URL link, you can share it with people and people can watch it. But I'm gonna compress this video. I saw a couple more YouTube videos online, and so yeah, I'm probably gonna do in the similar fashion, similar style, and make more videos and put it out there. Thanks for coming. Have a good day. Have a good week coming ahead. Stay safe. Stay at home, and that's it. Thanks for coming. It was fun, guys. It was fun. This was something new I'm trying, so it's always fun. Thank you.